What's going on, world? This is your boy Super Drew, and this is another episode of Let's Talk About It. So this episode, I'm pretty much going to be talking about failure, and pretty much talking about what is failure, and why is it? It's a necessary thing we all have to go through. Some things we just have to fail in order to become the person that we are meant to become. For instance, I'm talking past tense now. I'm talking about right now. I'm talking about past tense. Past tense being I was a failure when I was in school. Like in school, school wasn't for me. It wasn't something that I could focus a lot of times on. And I realized that when I was in class and I was reading a book by Deepak Chopra. It was the ABCs of success, or it was something about the influence. One of his books where he breaks down like the alphabets in regards to success. I think it's creating influences or something like that. But I was reading that book, and I was also going between the internet and reading things as far as spirituality and success, and just looking at different things. What does normal mean, and normal being an illusion, stuff like that. I was reading all these different articles, pretty much on success and what it takes. Normally, when I'm in class, I can just pretty much sit here and listen to him while I'm reading, because what he talked about is not really that important, because I already read the textbook or something like that. So what he was talking about really was just something I already heard because I read it. So it got to the point where I was reading and I was like, yo, this dude is really annoying. Like what he's talking about has no significance to my life right now. And I realized, yo, Drew, you're not supposed to be in school. Now, people will say, school, you gotta go to school, this, that, and third. I'm just like, I agree with that, only if, school is something that you want to do, or whatever it is that's your end goal. School is a necessity for it. What I want to do, there is no necessity for me to go to school. This is why you see I got the F college shirt on, because pretty much like, fuck it, for lack of better words, just it's not something that I was naturally good at. I had to put in a lot of extra time, and I was pretty much stressing out over some fact that I was trying to get good grades. And when I actually got the good grades, which was making dean's list, I was just pretty much like, yeah, this is stupid. Like, why would I stress myself out just to feel like this? I'm like, what I wanted to do was so much more important to me. I wanted to get people to, understand that we are the author and the characters in our stories, and that was just my thing, and I just wanted to express that because it benefited me so much, because I was once in a very depressed state, and I just was drowning in a sea of straight sorrow. And when I came to realize the simple fact that I was the one creating the sorrow, it just gave me such a relief. So I realized that, when you're trying to be somebody else, when you're trying to, be something that you're not, me trying to be a college student and be educated and stuff like that, and get my degree so I could, work 9 to 5 and, be successful, because that's what I thought success was at the time. And then coming to a realization that, Drew, that's not you. Like, you're putting on this front pretty much that, you're this person who likes to go to school and different things like that. Not saying that school is a bad thing, or it's something that you shouldn't do. I would encourage anybody to go to school, because just the simple fact that you go to school and you actually interact with other people, it's a huge benefit. I realized just from interacting with people that I like to talk to people, and pretty much I like to talk to people, but I like them to think. And a lot of people, and just to be honest, a lot of people really didn't think. They were pretty much regurgitating things that other people said to them. And I was just like, yeah, I need y'all to stimulate my mind a little bit, have some intellectual conversation that we can have. Now, I found out that, you know, one of my closest friends in college, you know, he was on the same level. Like, that's why we're so close and stuff like that. Even though I have other friends and stuff like that, and we're all part of the same group, it was just that, you know, if it came to the point where you're like, hey, who would you chill with if it was the last day you only choose one of your friends, you know, that's your best friend. Not saying that everybody else is not your friend, just like, hey, I really like this dude, you know what I'm saying, I'm kicking with him, you know what I'm saying, it's the last day and all, bro, so, you know, gotta kick time, you know what I'm saying, you know, with the homie. But I just realized that, you know, school is not for me, and I would much rather be a teacher of universal principles that can help people live a more fulfilled life, because people think that money allows you to live a fulfilled life, which, you know, it could, it's a possibility. It doesn't always happen, because there's a lot of people with a lot of money, but they don't feel successful and they don't feel fulfilled. So I'm like, well, if these people have this money and they don't feel fulfilled, what's the issue? My dream was always having people around me that was there from the beginning. I wanted to pretty much talk about the certain things and have friends that I actually like to be around, not just try to, you know, front because this person is, you know, he's rich, so I hang with him because he's rich and we talk about business, that sort of thing. Like, I like to be around people who I can generally, you know, hang out with and just be myself, which is what I do when I'm talking or whatever. Just like allow me to pretty much express myself in my total weirdness, because being weird is not a bad thing, you know. The actual word weird is the ability to control one's fate. So I actually like the fact that I am weird and I say things, you know, that most people don't be thinking about, and they just be like, wow, Drew, you really out there. And I'm like, yeah, man, appreciate it. But I think that it takes failure, as in failing to do something that you are not capable of doing, which is, I wasn't capable of, you know, focusing in class all the time, because what he was saying wasn't really interesting to me. So when I read books and stuff like that and got into reading really deep material, it was just like, hey, I like this is dope, I could do this, I could do what I do right now and nobody would pay me and I would be cool. But I know that just the fact that I'm doing what I'm doing and I have a lot of knowledge on it and a lot of experience with it, people gonna, you know, want to talk to me about it and want to pay me for it, you know. So that's what I'm doing, because I really want to make this passion what supports me in my living. That's my goal. But it took failure to realize that. And when I realized that, you know, if you want to be like everybody else, you're gonna fail, man, and it's gonna suck shit. It's gonna suck a lot of shit. So, like Gary Vee said, you know, I feel like I was eating a lot of shit in that regards. Like, I was, you know, eating a lot of shit. So I was like, yeah, I don't want to eat that much shit. Like, I just want to, you know, have fun. I'm more attracted to the lifestyle rather than, you know, having a lot of money and stuff like that. I'm really not interested in the whole money aspect. I'm not really interested in the whole money thing just for the sake of having money. I'm more interested in the lifestyle, pretty much. I like the lifestyle of people who, you know, are considered wealthy and stuff like that. I don't really know everything they do, but it just seems to be dope, you know what I'm saying, to wake up when you want to wake up and to do the things you love to do in life. That just seems appealing to me. So I just want to do that. But in order for me to understand what I wanted to do, I had to realize what I did not want to do. And what I did not want to do is go to school and study boring topics. Before I actually decided, I was like, you know, I'm not even gonna try going back anymore. I'm done with it. I actually changed my major to psychology, and I went to one class. It was actually intro to psychology, and she was talking about something in regards to, we use both sides of our brain. And I was just like, yeah, that's not true. Not saying that we don't use both sides of our brain. I'm just saying that more people use one side of the brain more, because that's just a fact. Like, and then I was like, whatever she's talking about is outdated. So I was like, you know what, I'm out of here, because these textbooks, they're really outdated and they don't have any actual practical use in life. So I said deuces, you know. I even said deuces to my job because, you know, they weren't really kicking it with the kids. So I was just like, hey, howdy file dowdy, man, you know. And it was funny because I just wanted to, you know, help people, you know, achieve goals that they want to achieve. And they were just like, yeah, that's not your goal, that's not your job. And I was like, well, shoot, can I make it my job? So I'm pretty much, you know, but putting things into work where I can pretty much make this my job, like where I just inspire people to live more fulfilled life. I don't know if that doesn't seem like a job title that you know, apply for. It just seems like something that you just create. That's just something that I'm really interested in. I'm working on, you know, working with Bob Proctor, being like a student. I think that would be dope, just to be a student of Bob Proctor's. You know, he's very successful, didn't go to college. I read three of his books. I read Born Rich. I read The ABCs of Success that he wrote, and I'm currently reading It's Not About the Money. So I think my life's pretty dope, man. You know, I don't be complaining and stuff like that. But just to wrap everything up, you know, I'm just like, hey, fail first, man. You know, sometimes it takes you to, you know, fall on your face a couple times, like when you were a baby, to realize, you know, hey, this other thing's for me. The falling on your face wasn't for you, so the walking was for you. So to leave you with a quote from a wise man: become obsessed with an idea, because a simple little idea can change everything.